Hello. I had identity theft. Okay, top of that, I'm getting bullied for being a man. Nobody's being very honest with me, yet they're telling me stuff. So it's like, am I getting humiliated by the council and people on the dark web? I am in reality. It's just really hard for me to get a clear picture of what's going on unless I get someone to help. And I've been alienated. What you don't understand, you know that movie Memento, and he has to write everything down? It's a little bit like that. I was a beautiful girl, like, and I saw the beauty in other people, and I always wanted to help them be their best person. And now it's like, that's not me anymore. I've become some monster online. Um, I've had injustice after injustice, discrimination. I've been accused of things before I've even done them. I have no idea what the hell happened to me. Like, I just had all this stuff happen to me in that room. And anyway, fast forward, I am a nice person, but it's just like, if I'm dealing with a lot of hate and abuse, and then people are saying that I'm a narcissist, it's like this alienation. Do you think? Like, how am I meant to ask for help in this situation? I don't understand how. Um, I never called the cops on John for rape. I never called the cops on Ruben for rape. Um, I was having sexual harassment, and there is something weird going on with that. I feel like my dignity's been taken, my sense of culture, my family, my money. I used to have a really good work ethic, and now it's just been like destroyed. People knew me as polite in New Zealand, and apparently I'm like known as really rude in Australia. Um, the woman out on the farm seems to have like ruined my life, and so does that Thomas guy. I keep trying to ask him what he knows, and all I'm getting is this disrespectful like talk, like I deserve to be treated like a piece of shit. So that's what I don't understand. It's like I fucking worked really hard for my position, and nobody needed to know anything, and then people are getting into what pretend medical files that I'm like fucking nutcase. I'm not even a nutcase anymore, and then you've got all these people calling me a nutcase. Um, and and I've got no equality here. Like, I've got these sisters cheating that aren't my sisters going around the community saying what? That they work harder. That's what some lady at a cafe said to me. There's some really fucking weird shit going on and it's all to do with the internet. And I think there's people out there that know what happened to me. There's something to do with like my bank accounts being shown. People can't see who I am anymore because you keep going on that I've like got some other face, but I don't. I really don't have any other faces. Like, it's really weird. I'm pretty much like straight up. And I'm not a hard bitch either. It's really horrible that you're acting like I'm this fake person when I've got a lot of depth. But it's hard for me to like tap into that now because I've been abused so much, and they just fucking go on how gross and ugly I am, and it's really humiliating because I was very attractive. I don't know why everyone's being so cruel to me. You know, I had a whole Pinterest page of women that had their faces ruined, And now it's like the whole thing's been like made into some karmic energy, like I'm like being the devil and like being toxic, but I'm not. I'm just having the courage to tell my story, and it shouldn't be like labeled, otherwise, you're actually trying to control people that have been victims, getting their voice out and getting the strengths from their community instead of isolating them. So that's what I'm trying to find out, like why is anything being done around the community where people don't want me around? Why? I haven't done anything. I'm hardly like in anyone's face. That's the thing. And if you're going on about me being on the dole, I actually need some support. Um, and this whatever's gone on the internet, this ransomware gang or whatever they are, it's really impacted my life. Like, you've actually made me feel like my whole life's been a fucking fraudulent scam, which is like totally exact thing that they say scammers do. They usually find a girl and make her have your personality and swap you with her, and then make your bloody like life hell, ruin your life, like your reputation. I'm not a fraudulent person. I've got some people to back up that I'm like a good person. There's some videos that are making me look like a fucking idiot. That's fine. Like, what am I asking? The crime part of the situation, I'm not sure why anyone's chanting in the government to get rid of me because of my PTSD, or the council, or whatever it is. Is that actually the council, or is it like these ransomware people too? Let's talk about me pooing. That's definitely to do with a gang. And if you've seen it in that room, I want to know about it, because it's real crime. You can't just like pretend it never happened. It's really impacting my life, and I want my money back. It's my right to actually, you're like even taking away my identity to be a victim of a situation. So it's like you're not letting me have my own power to walk in my life and get a job and not be humiliated and not be known for all these things that should be private, and nobody, because I was a very private person. This person's invaded my life, like tried to tell everybody in the community who the hell he thinks I am. And people are buying it. But the thing is I don't have big mental health problems. I don't even want to get into it, actually. I don't have big mental health problems. You're being like influenced by people that have hardly been in my life and are ignorant. And I would love to know if doctors are telling you stuff and why. Don't know, I just think that this has been so weird. It's like I'm being called weird, but it's like weird that all I wanted to do was come back and find out what happened. And it's like there's abuse online about me. I've heard it from so many people. And they're like, you should be treated with respect and stuff, but nobody does. People are starting to treat me so disgusting, like I did something wrong and that I shouldn't have any rights, and that I am not worthy of anything. But I've met people that knew me in my other relationships, and they said that I was better than that person. I'm not looking or fishing for elevation or to be better, but the thing is like, yeah, I look like shit from a horrible accident. I got back up. I didn't have an audience. Well, I did have an audience. Somebody's made me into some disgusting online man that just is like abused all the time, like as a joke. But these people have ruined my reputation in society. I had like a counseling diploma, and I had a graphic design diploma, and people liked me, and now it's like I'm some weird freak because of AI, because of like edited stuff, like weird phone calls and stuff. Something about a van, something about me vaping in a taxi, going on that I'm not in reality. I am in reality. But to ask what somebody else's experience is just actually asking a question. It's not that I'm not in reality. This is why I'm making this video, because I'm trying to see the problem. This is all I've been doing since this started, trying to find the root of the problem, and it's very blurry why all of a sudden 3 years ago my life was happy. Then it's like I got forced into some drama with my ex-partner and making out that I was some slut, and this really hurt me. I came back to fix my reputation and it got worse. The thing is why has my worth been abused so much? The beauty thing. The beauty thing's a real problem for me, because that is something I was devastated about, and anybody that would have been talking to me through this would have known that I was struggling to get out of bed after this abuse and after losing my face. And that shouldn't be labeled as addiction. I shouldn't have all these statistics while I'm going through something traumatic. The problem is I did overcome so many things in my life, so that took a lot of courage, and like I was never applauded for it. It was invisible work that I did in my own time. Yes, with the taxpayer's dollar, yes, but did I pay it back? I did. I actually went and volunteered a lot and helped a lot of the needy people, like with suicide calling and stuff like that. That's the thing, like my history isn't a failure. I did really well in my life. I just developed about, at 33 I got like PTSD, and then I went through a lot of CBT, and I think I did some DBT. Anyway, and I got on and did that and healed myself, got back, knew exactly what I wanted to do, started to reach for my goals again, and then something bad happened to me and I got really, really hurt. Like really hurt, really bad, and my face was like really horribly messed up. And someone had gone around calling me a dog, and I'm not allowed to talk about it because apparently I'm stuck in the past. But the problem is I can't move forward until I go back to the past and find out what happened to me. Nobody wants to tell me. Somebody must know something. Somebody must know about this thing on the dark web. Somebody must know about why they're putting statistics online about me. And I want to know if the evidence has been altered, because I actually overcame quite a lot in my life, so I really resent that. I really resent being turned into a number, because that's not who I am. And I think that is something I need to address with the public, because I think that's what's going on. Like, you're actually telling people misinformation about me. It's not fair. It's like you don't actually see that I was victimized and I was like a survivor, and I overcame so much, and I pushed through and I pushed through, and now I'm battling with faith, because it's like, what am I meant to do if everybody's hooked into a one-sided media frenzy where I'm known as the selfish person when I'm actually someone that's got a lot of needs, and I am very sensitive, and it's hurting me so much. And yet all I'm getting is all these like other girls going on that they're more attractive and hardworking than me. Like, I'm lost in a sea of celebrities or something, and it's like, what about me? I'm not even trying to be online to do this stuff. I just wanted to be with family and people that knew me, but they've already been poisoned against me. It's like, it's actually, nobody actually understands that I'm actually operating with no help and with a disability and with identity theft, where they're ruining my name, saying I'm a fraud and like I never get anything done and I'm a waste of space and I'm not unworthy and stuff, which is totally untrue. I don't think I should be tossed on the can. I looked after my sisters when they were 8 and they're doing really well in their life, and then I overcame and went and studied and did like, I don't know, like 10 years, and I had so many cool experiences there, and I've created so much awesome things in my life, and I was a very like attractive, exotic looking person, and it's like this thing ruined my skin and somebody went out of their way to like laugh about it. I think it was Australia, eh? Some weirdo in Australia on the dark web did a whole lot of weird stuff going on about my skin and that I'm like the black sheep of my family, and I think that's bullshit, eh? I was never the black sheep of my family. I get to Invercargill and I get to Geraldine, they both said to me I needed to get overseas. They said like, they're like, you know, people are getting mad about me being on the dole when I had needs. I wasn't spending all my time like fluttering around. Nobody saw me going for lots of jobs and that I was getting turned down because they'd been told I had like police records and that they were giving me my mental health file. So things, people were cheating here. I had a good name and everything's been ruined by these people and causing me so many disadvantages, and all I have done in my life is loved. Like, I don't look like it today, do I? I don't look like the conventional look of love. But why am I in like some weird model situation anyway? Like, I'm just fighting for the people that I care about it. Like, okay, so yeah, I was beautiful. I had really, really striking eyes. They were almost green. I attracted people. I know I did, and I was a very sensitive person. I very much, you know, I've become powerless due to this. Somebody else taking the narrative away from me and abusing my rights. And then when I get angry and try and like fight for them, it's like I get shut down as being masculine and how dare you and you're so self-entitled. But then if I don't say anything, it's like I'm a doormat. So I'm not able to have a voice. I've actually had my whole throat ripped out, and at this point I'm just trying to have enough courage and bravery to just try and stand up for myself, because I'm sure there's a lot of marginalized people out there, and I'm begging the powerful people that were in my life and have seen me and knew that I did have good work ethic will actually realize that this is like not how I was. Like, I didn't just lose my mind one day and then turn into some asshole. I've been in a very cruel environment for a long time, being treated unfairly. I've been trying to get some time alone. I finally got some, but like before that I didn't have any, and I was reacting very bad to people treating me bad. And I would love to know how all these people talking is warping me into somebody I'm not. I don't understand why that's happening. I did put a lot of love into my sisters, and then I went off and focused on career for about 10 years. Then I went off on a love adventure and had a really good time, and then I had a tragedy happen and I had to fix myself, physically my insides. Then I came back home, and then I changed into hospitality and did cooking and catering and kitchen hand and waitressing. Then I went back to Canterbury University. I studied there. I'm not a loser, eh? But somebody is actually, yeah, that's what I want to know. Is this anything to do? What is going on online? You must know something. Somebody must know something. I know there's something on the dark web, but is there anything else in the community that's not the dark web? Anything legit going on? I want to know if I'm getting kicked out of the community. But the dark web stuff, like, that's crime. I want to fight that because, that's actually like getting into my phone. I think there's been altered evidence of like text messaging and stuff. Like, because one of the girls I met down in the South Island told me she's like, I really just want you to go off grid. She's like, there's all these people abusing you online. And I was like, well, I said, what am I meant to do? I said, I can't get a job right now. I've just arrived here. I just got robbed. And I feel really sick. And I'm just trying to get some calmness again. And she was like, I think you need to actually just go out into the bush. And she was like, leave your phone. I was like, well, I'm trying to get a job. She was like, forget it. This is her advice. She was like one of the top crew in New Zealand. She's like, nah, forget it. Just forget it. Go off, out grid, make them stop fucking hassling you. As she said, it's disgusting. She couldn't believe it. And then I was just I didn't even ask her then where this stuff was. And then so I moved out because I got robbed again. And I was living with my friend, and he had no trouble with me, and I wasn't mental or nuts, and he was not thinking that I was crazy or anything. He thinks that I'm normal and said I was good as gold. And January he said that he missed me and stuff. And I was like, everyone's getting told I don't have friends and I can't make friends, but I did. It's like I'm being forced to feel like I'm unlovable and likable because other people are spreading crap about me. I don't want to be forced to be put next to beauty models. Is that on the dark web or is that on the normal web? Because it's like, I just care about my family and stuff, and it's like, you fucking ruined my family by making up shit, making up documents, making up, and I did have a beautiful face. Why the frick would you put somebody's face or like their whole, like how they look against people that obviously haven't gone through anything in their life? Like, it's not ethical to get to put me against other women right now. And if you've got a whole story about me, I want to know about it, especially landlords, especially landlord in Auckland, like, especially her, because I only knew her for 1 week and she was totally off the mark, and I had to go to another woman to talk to her about how that woman and how Thomas was treating me. It was horrible. It felt so horrible, and it's like I'm being told I'm this hard bitch, and it's not how I am, and she needs to stop it, because you've actually ruined two 20-year-old relationships. Do you know how much you've uprooted something that's historical? And that, to me, is that crime or is that the government? Because that is disgusting. You do not ruin families so that you can make me fit into a story I don't fit into. I was never unloved in my family. That's recent. That's ever since you made some story online that I'm a black sheep, but that's not who I was. And it's like you've made out that I'm so like crazy and schizophrenic so that nobody will hear me, that's not fair. I was actually loved. And so, same with my mum's friends. They were very caring to me, a couple of them, and they don't even want to have anything to do with me. It's not fair. Like, I didn't actually do anything wrong apart from get angry when I was mistreated, which anybody would do. Like, I'm not here, like, acting either. It's like, everybody else can go on and act like they're emotional and stuff online, but these things are for me, like, and for people I care about. And I am very sorry for asking people if they saw anything online. But it's like, why are you guys talking about me all together, but you won't help me and tell me that that's what's happening? Because that would be helpful, actually. If you stop talking about me and complaining, or looking at the stuff online, calling me a man, laughing about my mental health, ruining my life, like, if you could actually help me. And I want to fight this inequality, because it's like, not fair. I just had everything ruined in my life, including my face, like, including my beauty, including, like, people impostering as me and then saying that I'm the fraud, like, because why would you act like you're way better at work than me when some of these people that I've heard are in this competition were below me? And I'm not meaning that in a nasty way, but they didn't focus on career like me. So why do I have to be, like, locked out of doing anything with my life? That's how it feels like. It's like I'm not allowed. You've, like, humiliated me like I'm too fucked in the head to have a child or in the community, because you think that I'm not responsible, but I've been responsible my whole life. Everything about this is so, like, warped. Like, some of the things that I've been, like, you're making out I'm a scary, tough person, and nobody can see what you've actually done to me inside, because it's not who I am inside. I'm a very deep feeling person with, like, a lot of consciousness, and it's just, why did you do that? Why would somebody do that? Like, make out you're all together saying this shit about me, but why? I'm not full of issues, but if everybody's talking about me behind my back and I'm hearing about it, how would you feel? Would you feel like you had issues? I feel so upset. Like, nobody can see me anymore. Just because my face got ruined and you went on some campaign about me, and I wanted to come back and change that, and then I got more humiliation for trying to talk about it. I didn't do anything wrong to deserve, like, a jail and to not let me have friends, to make new friends, because every new friend I make gets told to not trust me and stuff, and I don't deserve any of that, eh? Like, this is injustice. I always make friends and I'm always friendly, and then it's like you're making out that I have never had friends in my life, because these women are much more powerful and beautiful and sitting at the high table, but everyone deserves a room at the table, and if you don't have a table, pull up a bloody chair. Like, what's with the exclusion? And why do this? Like, why are we doing quality checks when my face got fucked up and I needed a little break? Like, I don't understand why we're segregating people when they have a need instead of being more diverse. And I'm not a fake person. I mean, far out. Like, I wouldn't take anything that my ex says, because he's very easy to program. Like, I've watched his mother do stuff. Nobody should be following me in camera work or anything like that. And I've just been asking for help. I'm not being a pest in society. I'm not obsessed and not letting go. That's a real manipulation to try and stop somebody from getting a justice that is an injustice. You know, if you're seeing a whole bunch of people gossiping about me online, that it's illegal. And even if it is legal, why are they doing it, and why can't you tell me about it? Wouldn't you be curious? That's actually segregating me. It's excluding me. It's making people think there's weird things about me, pointing fingers at me. But I don't understand it. And if there is any upskirt photos, I want to know about that too. Like, I have not done anything wrong. to anyone. And if you have videos of me having a horrible, angry, rageful attitude, I want to know about it. Because it's like not fair, and I want to know about anything in that van, vaping, you know. It's like I don't know if this stuff's on one website or people get sent weird things anonymously, because that's what one guy got. He got anonymous texts. It's hard to know. I had this like just a forest of like internet crap. So it's like, you know, and you read about gang stalking. That's what they do. They put stuff on Reddit. They put stuff on YouTube. They put stuff everywhere. So basically, and with that AI now, they can, you know, this whole thing, they can take this and then put it on some program and then make the mouth move and it looks like it's me. So I haven't been some weird transsexual person looking for a husband or whatever. So yeah, if you've seen anything, I don't know what to do. I don't know. I just want to know how it got to this. Like my 20-year relationships that I've had, trust with people. Why are you so mistrusting of me now? What's killed the relationship? And when I moan and moan and moan and moan, maybe it's because of my autism, because I'm trying to understand what happened. I don't understand. I've had no relief. It's like mental torture to just say that there's something wrong with somebody's head, and then they're not given any support, or everybody's just keeping them in the dark about all this judgment that's been put upon their life. Like, but why? And if, you know, why was I persecuted, cyber stalked? Why is there hate speech? And don't know, why is there like so much discrimination and hate on me about my sexual orientation? The status quo. I was a very like warm, generous, creative woman. I've just been cut down to like all these like labels, like, and I think like that's a real huge thing that the media does to villainize people and desensitize you from that person actually having feeling. If you're being accused, like, it's actually quite traumatic if you like being alone and then all of a sudden you're getting all this like unwanted attention and people are just judging you on your appearance. Like, I am not this horrible, nasty, cold person. Yeah, I rage out, but that's like being in my car, so that sucks. I haven't yelled at anybody on the phone though. So I want to know what all this is, and are people going through all my emails trying to find where I've been like rude to people or something, and then they're like, see? But it's like, why are you going through my emails? That's what people don't get. My emails are getting like harassed. I haven't had any fucking privacy. You've actually totally ruined my life. Whoever's done all this cyber stalking shit, and you've made me a victim with no voice because of I can't speak, because now I'm just made to be like, I am not plastic enough, so I'm not pretty enough to get the attention. I'm not, I don't have white privilege. You think that I'm homophobic maybe? I don't know. And I've got absolutely no power, no legal support. You've just gotten me into situations where there's been like triangulation in relationships where I'm always being told I'm a piece of shit and they're beautiful and nice people, and I wasn't. Like, everything about the work that I put into my relationships didn't matter to them, and they publicly shamed me about it. I don't think I deserved that, and actually I'm shocked. And if anyone told me my story, I'd be fully empathetic, because it's not fair. I would not treat anybody like that. especially if you're going through something. I have not been watching pornography. What else? I'm scared to death about going to work because I think these people, these kids with their like blackmailing extortion are going to tell everybody at work all of my business, all of like, they're blackmailing me with their like stories of how I'm a piece of shit online somehow. So it's really hard. I don't know whether to go to work or not, if I'm going to be abused, because nobody can see that I am actually a very caring, kind person anymore. They do in person, but because I'm not like a celebrity and my face got ruined, like, and some misogynistic man want to fucking go on about how I'm a certain person in the world, like in world politics or some shit. Like, I just want to know why. Yeah, if you're so superior on your high horse of fucking like wealth and stuff, like, why are you fucking having a go at me? Why do you care about my statistics in life? You know, I feel like it's like I'm getting told I'm real jealous of people, and it's like, well, why are you actually telling people who I am? I didn't ask to be known, but now here I am, powerless, humiliated, degraded, labelled, tossed in the trash with no sympathy about my heart, no idea about who I am, no idea about the pain I feel, because it's not just me. You've really hurt my family. Like, you've really hurt my connections, and that means the world to me. You know, you shouldn't make people statistics, because I wasn't just some fucking loser. I'd really had a breakthrough, and I was living the life that I wanted to. I was actually happy. I wasn't being some weirdo downstairs pretending to be happy, like pretending that my life was better on Instagram or some shit. A load of shit. I was making art because it made me happy, and it made me feel like I could help other people and reach people that had also gone through a horrible time in their life. Like, I'm being treated so fucking unfairly, eh? And it's hard because I don't know how to get help in this situation. Sexually, I did not want to be talked about ever. If you've seen that, I'm really disgusted. I would never ever lay down. You know how I've been done so dirty. I would never ever fucking go and do all this to the guys that have been in my life. I would never just get together and talk about how fucking gross I think that they are, and like celebrate other women that had been one night stands, and like kick the person that had been there for a long time and helped. I would not do that to people that I'd been with. Like, there's no respect at all. It's like, do you know how I feel? I feel like I was deeply wounded by my face being harmed, and then everybody hearing rumours in the community. I was so hurt. And then the flatmate was abusing me in Australia about it. I was being called a liar and stuff, like, gone above and beyond to hide any beauty that I had, inside or out. I came back to try and like fix it, and it just got worse, eh? And then people would just say, oh, it's so creepy that you're asking about like what happened to you. And it's like, well, sorry, but if you actually did see me getting treated like a dog or put down as a dog, I don't think that that's like schizophrenia, and I don't think that that's wrong to ask people for help for the abuse that's going on publicly, or being called crazy, like, why are you doing that to me? And then going on that you and your privilege is what love is. Like, why do I have to be, you know, I really need help. Like, I'm not getting help from the system. You know, it's constant excuses. Like, I went to WorkWise, and then it's like, he wants like three referrals. I give him a referral, and then the lady that's meant to refer me is like, oh no, well, because you shifted house, we can't refer you, so I'm going to have to do another referral to another company, and then they're going to have to go through their system to do that. I said, this is the kind of bullshit that I'm getting all the time. And I said, when you're actually really needy, it's really hard. Like, it's really hard. Because I wasn't needy before. Like, I was quite strong but attractive, and I had my rights. But how can I, if they're showing my stomach and my gut to the public? And it's like, that was abuse, because I never let anybody take photos of me. Somebody's come into my room and humiliated me and abused me. Like, who knows what other sexual fucking things are going on, like, with their tapes, because I actually was told that I was being taken advantage in that room. So I don't know, I just think it's unfair. You're actually taking away my innocence by acting like I'm some old hag that just needs to get off the fucking bus and forget about her life, like, that I don't grow up and stuff. I haven't taken like responsibility in my life, but that's not true. Like, what I want to know is, what is the agenda for this? Because I was happy before. I'd solved all my issues. I had worked through all my issues, plus I'd been pretty much a caregiver my whole life, and then I've been beaten out of my own life, like, and then everyone's getting told that I'm a real fucking nutcase. But why? That's like total sabotage of who I am. And I don't really care about anybody's opinions too much, but you know what's fucking serious? If this whole situation has ruined 20-year relationships, and it wasn't just from me nutting off, like, and having no effort. I hate that my ex-partner said that, because I've actually got notes that he was bullying me about not working when I'd done 12-hour days. I'm not lying about that, and I haven't accused him of having sex. I mean, raping me.